you ever driven over a highway bridge and couldn't help but look below? Or stood on a shoreline's rocky ridge just to watch the water flow? And count yourself as one of the few with a different set of dreams, the kind that keeps you up at night, 'cause you can't wait to get to that stream. It's more than a river. It's more than the water flowing or where it's going. It's the grip on the paddle and the shit in the saddle, the V and the boulders and the lean in the shoulders. When you reach for the eddy, it doesn't get better than this. Yes, it's more. So much more than a river.
Hey everybody, welcome. We are live, doing live conversations with Cross Currents Leadership. We do this a couple of times a month during the busy season. And we are live on Facebook, Substack, and YouTube, where we're talking to leaders from across paddle sports and outdoor recreation to give you those golden nuggets to help you level up what you're doing for paddle sports this year. Today, we have a particularly wonderful and prestigious guest. So I want y'all to help me thank Virgil Chambers for joining us. Virgil, goodness gracious, you spent almost 20 years as a boating official for the state of Pennsylvania. You spent 20 years as the first executive director for the National Safe Boating Council. You got Lifetime Achievement Awards from both NASBLA, National Safe Boating Council, and several other organizations. We can't list them all. You're a lifetime member and instructor, from ACA. You've just been in this space doing great work for so long. And I just want to thank you for making time to talk to us tonight.
Glad to be here, Andrea. And happy Earth Day, by the way.
Happy Earth Day.
That introduction was quite flattering, but it's not about me tonight.
It's not. You are here in a particular role tonight. We both serve with the National Association of State Boating Law Administrators on their paddle sports committee. And a couple of years ago, you got a very specific ask. Let me see. I guess it was 87% of the state boating officials said they wanted a course that met the American national standards. And you led the charge to create that course. And now today is publication day. So tell us about that original ask and what have we put together?
Well, what we put together was a program that is basic in nature, but addresses some of the real important issues that many of the state officials and others need to take a look at when they take people out on the water or they're teaching people paddle sports. We all know that the American Canoe Association has some great programs and programs that give a lot of skill and a lot of technique. And this program is a gateway to that particular program. It's a turn on. It's a learning about something that they didn't know about before. And we gradually get them involved in the program by introducing them to equipment, life jacket, the right boat, and then letting them know that there are certain skills, essential skills they need to enjoy the sport and do it safely.
Absolutely. And that piece about it being verified to meet the standards. I know the states have concerns. They want something that they can feel confident in for liability purposes, but they also wanted a published guide, so the material would be taught the same way every time, no matter who's teaching it or where it's being taught.
Exactly. Consistency was a big issue. The states, all 50 of them, and territories out there have paddling in their realm of what they offer as a service. The waterways, the lakes, the coastline. And everybody was doing kind of their own thing. Good programs, good information, but they wanted a consistency to make sure that they were on track, doing something that has been proven, a best practice, if you will, a standard. And that's what we did with the presenter's guide. we took a look at the American National Standard for skills in human-propelled boats, and there were some common things that we needed to address. I mean, I can look at the list, and it basically says prepare to depart, leaving the dock, maneuvering, operating in open water, arriving at a destination, securing the craft, performing general safety operations, and of course, performing emergency procedures if needed. So those are the kinds of things that are put together in the package in a simple, straightforward format.
Well, and we put the link to the guide in the show notes so that people can download it. It was published today for paddle sports educators everywhere to use. And they also published the webinar that you all did, that we did, the Paddle Sports Committee did for state boating educators about the presenter's guide. So those are resources that are openly available and linked in our show notes. I know you talked here about the American National Standards and the specific things that they needed to hit. I just want to emphasize to folks that there's a specific list of things this course had to accomplish. And the folks on this committee worked really hard to make sure that it checked all the boxes.
We did. And it's many times it's real common to miss over something that you think you take for granted, but it has to be worked in there. It has to be in a checkbox kind of a situation where they make sure they touch on all those things that one should know in order to enjoy and safely participate.
That's right. You all did a beautiful job when you were formatting it, and I didn't have anything to do with any of that part, but you included.
Well, I don't know, Andrea. Don't sell yourself short. You were a real important contributor to this program, and we appreciate that, along with the rest of the charge committee that did an excellent job in bouncing it off other people and taking a look at it. And again, these were experienced people that many of them were ACA instructors or recreation, park and recreation people, state people that offered boating programs. And they wanted to make sure that it was packaged in something that was easy to use and understand for any presenter that was charged with the responsibility of teaching entry-level beginning boaters.
And we focused, I mean, you encapsulated it here so beautifully. There were 3 key principles. You know, we want folks to wear their life jacket. We want them to have the right boat for what they're going to paddle. And there's some essential skills for being in control of your boat and where it's going to go next. But then once you have those themes, those principles in place, you provided the tools, you provided the skills and drills, the performance objectives, and the games, the ways to teach it.
Absolutely. You know, when we talk, they seem pretty simple. We talk about life jackets, but it just isn't wear your life jacket. It's wear the appropriate life jacket. Wear a life jacket that you're comfortable in. Get into the water and find out what that life jacket will actually do for you. And then the right boat. There are lots of boats out there when we talk about kayaks. Some of them are suited for flat water. Some of them are suited for moving water. Some of them are coastal in nature. And the decision to pick the right boat determines about where you want to go and what you want to do. And then, of course, the essential skills, being able to move that boat across the water with control, forward, backwards, turns, and feel comfortable. And then an unexpected capsize or fall over in your boat, what to do next. And not to panic, but this is something that's part of the sport. Kayaking is a get wet sport. You're going to get wet as you paddle with the water spray and the boat paddle itself, but you're also going to get wet if you suddenly and unexpectedly find yourself upside down in the boat.
Yeah, those unexpected out of boat experiences have a way of getting the best of all of us.
They do. And there are a number of different ways to deal with the capsize, and we address it in the presenter's guide. Maybe as simple as just getting out of your boat and being able to get to shore might be the answer for your self-rescue. or it may be something a little bit more involved and technical where you actually climb back into the boat, whether it's, an Armstrong method or a stirrup method or basically heel hook, or there's a number of different ways of getting on board. Somebody needs to experience that to truly appreciate that if something happens, hey, I can get back on board. I can continue my paddle.
That's exactly right. So now that states have this resource, states now have an opportunity. I mean, they can use this as a template to get their own verified course, like Ohio and Arizona have already done. They could use it, just teach it just as it is. And that's certainly an opportunity. There are a number of states that have used ACA resources to get certified, have people certified as instructors on staff, like the state of Virginia has. There's a number of opportunities that are out there, but I want to highlight for our paddle sport educator audience that there's, 55% of states in the NASBLA survey said that they were going to need help getting this program up and running. And we've got some pending motions before the NASBLA executive board. I certainly don't want to get out ahead of that. That's their call as to whether they set up some equivalencies for existing deliverables out in the world, or whether they set up some sort of instructor certification, or what they decide to do at NASBLA. But regardless, I think there's at least 55% of states out there that might be interested in talking to a local level 1 or level 2 instructor to help train some of their people up to train this class.
Absolutely. Some of the states are going to need expertise, and that expertise is right next door, right in their own community. They don't realize it. And when we talk about ACA instructors and park and rec department instructors in kayaking, what we offer in a presenter's guide is basic entry, and whatever course they went through, whatever level they're in, they will be able to help that state educator get this program launched in their state. And you said like 55% of the states didn't have anybody to help them with, or they needed help, but I think it's going to be greater than that. There are a lot of people that think they know, but when they get into looking at the skills and some of the different in skills in general, they may not be comfortable with them, and they're going to need help. So I hope that the listening audience you have today that are paddlers, instructors out there will partner up with the states, help them get the information across to their constituents. And the program itself is designed for presenters, instructors, facilitators, educators, but it can be used in a number of different fashions. For example, there are videos. There are a lot of video clips. The committees in NASBLA and the paddle sport committees, they actually vet in a lot of videos, and there are a lot of videos out there, and some of them fit perfectly into what you need to do in order to present this material. And the video clip might be nothing more than you as an instructor reviewing your knowledge on what to do, or it can be used in the classroom to show the students on what to do. So there's all different ways of using this package of the presenter's guide.
Yeah, it's a tool. It's absolutely a quiver of arrows that you can deploy in a variety of different ways.
It is.
So, well, thank you again, Virgil, for taking the time to talk to us. I'm going to update the audience on a couple other things. If you'll hang with me just for a second.
I'll be here.
I want to congratulate our volunteers. We had Bill Caruso from the Regional Activity Council here a couple of weeks ago talking about our Kayaking 101 initiative. And we have opened registration for the National Safe Boating Week Kayaking 101 classes in 8 states. So in 8 different states, we're going to have a volunteer-led introductory class in partnership with state agencies and Army Corps of Engineers and U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary and at least 50 plus local partners. It's been an amazing collaborative effort, and we have now opened registration and it's live for Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, New Jersey. I'm leaving one out. I'm gonna get fried. Oh goodness, Virginia! It's Virginia. So those are our 8 states. And we've opened registration. So if y'all have friends that need a class for Safe Boating Week, please send them our way. Our next live conversation will be on May the 10th. And we're going to highlight the other pilot project we've got going for National Safe Boating Week. We're going to be talking to Zach Kaufman from Sawyer Paddles and Oars about this pilot project we've got in Oregon with 8 locations statewide doing PFD fittings for Wear Your Life Jacket to Work Day. It's another incredible grassroots collaborative project for Safe Boating Week that I can't wait to tell you guys about in more detail. So that's going to be May 10th. In the meantime, sign up for email updates from Cross Currents Leadership. That's how you make sure you don't miss anything. And that's how you get all the Paddlesports tea about the new things coming out in our sector that you need to know about. And I always appreciate for any of you who make the choice to have the ability to upgrade from the free support to actually support what we're doing here in the community and as part of our live streams. You guys are the best. You help keep me caffeinated, help keep me going. And it's amazing to have you guys on my side on the team for Cross Currents Leadership and all the work we're trying to do out there. Virgil, thank you again. I can't thank you enough for taking time on your Wednesday evening to come tell us all about this.
My pleasure. And hopefully people will take a look at the guide and see that it's something that they can use to get the message out, safe paddling.
Absolutely. Well, happy Earth Day, everybody, and we'll see you May 10th.
Happy Earth Day. Thank you, Andrea.